Hi, I'm Anna Hickey, and welcome to Emerson's Integrated Operations Center here in Austin, Texas, where we're going to take a look at a modern way to manage all those devices throughout our plants. Leading us today are Tin Phan and Anna Valenia from Emerson. Welcome.
Hi, Anna. Welcome to the IOPS.
Thank you. So, what are we looking at today?
You know what? We were thinking that the best way to show you benefits of asset management is for us to show you the old way and the modern way.
Oh, great. So, where should we start?
Well, I think the best thing for us to do is start with commissioning. Tin will talk about commissioning the old way, and I'll talk about modern way of doing things.
Great. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
So, Tin, tell me about the old way of commissioning.
First of all, the old way, you got to get the engineering drawing done prior to commissioning startup and so forth, right? And with that information, you have the device type, the tag name, in the loop drawing, there will be the upper range, lower range, and the engineering unit need to be set to. So normally, the field instrument will come to your your maintenance shop. They hook up to your workbench with the power supply hooked up to it, right? And then now you hook up the field communicator, go through all the parameters that device can have. Could be from 40 to a couple hundred parameters. Unbelievable. Once that's done, you need a Altec and the flute to drive the upper and lower range to make sure it's calibrated correctly. Once that's done, you send the device to the field, right, to hook up and go through the same procedure. Make sure the DCS can read the upper range and lower range properly.
Tin, that's a lot of steps. How long can it take to commission one device?
First of all, just to make sure the device is set up properly in the maintenance shop, it normally take about an hour or so, right? But the most time-consuming piece is getting all the people. Depending how high the scaffold is, you need 2 people, and get work permit get done and so forth, and make sure every instrument is calibrated properly. It could take a couple of days.
And that's just one device.
That's just one device.
How many devices are throughout a plant?
If you start up a single section of plant, it could be from 40 to 100 devices. That would take a month or so. And then you have the whole entire plant that could range up in the thousands of devices.
Wow.
You just calculate that. It could take a year or so to start up a plant.
Well, thank you, Tin, for showing us all that. Let's take a look at the modern way. Let's get Anna back in here to show us that.
Sound great.
So, Anna, what is the modern way?
The modern way is AMS Device Manager.
And what is AMS Device Manager?
AMS Device Manager is an application that's used by our customers to simplify their device configuration, diagnostics, calibration management. We have alert monitoring and even documentation in Device Manager.
Well, can we see how it works?
Yeah, definitely. So Tin was showing you earlier that you'll have to go to the field to do all those configuration tasks, activities. But with Device Manager, all you need to do, so in the comfort of your maintenance room, you can open up the Device Manager's the screen here, and you basically just search for the device that you want to configure. And once you have that, you can open up the device screen, and it's a standard device screen for all the devices that you have connected to Device Manager. So instead of having to scroll through a long list, a flat list of parameters, you have a standard screen that shows you different windows pertaining to whatever parameters that you need for your configuration. And so let's just say I change the descriptor on this device. So instead of test, I say test now. And I save that specific configuration change. And here, it automatically documents all the changes that you did on that device. So you don't have to manually write down all the changes. So I can just open up the audit trail for the specific FC115. And you see here that there was a configuration change just now. So if I open it up, it tells me that it was test. And now I changed it to test now. So just imagine you would have a lot of parameters here. And all those changes that you did would be automatically documented.
So then how long would it take to configure a device using this way?
I'm done.
Oh, wow. Well, do you need to use Emerson devices while using AMS Device Manager?
Nope, definitely not. So just showing you here again, any device, as long as they support standard industry protocols like HART, wireless HART, Profibus, those can be connected to Device Manager.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks for showing us how this helps commissioning. Is there anything else that helps?
I think I want to go to device troubleshooting and diagnostics, and I think we'll show you the old way.
Let's start there. Okay, Tin, what is the old way of troubleshooting devices?
When I get a call on a problem with a device, I need to find out where the device is located, right? So I bring my engineering drawings back out, right, and go through all the pages, and hopefully I remember where it's at. And once I figure out where it is, right, I would look at the location of it and understand what I need to bring out to the field. And then I will have to go to my maintenance shop to check out, make sure it's calibrated with all the proper procedures, check out the field communicators, as well as the outtake meters. These are the three main equipment I need to troubleshoot a device. Once I go to the field, open up the panels, I make sure there's power to it. There's power, I make sure there's proper amperage that drive the device is good, and then I hook my field communicator to it, and it's not reading. I say, what's going on? I got all the stuff that I need. And then I check, make sure it's not a loose wire. A lot of time, due to vibration in the plant, things come loose, and typically it is. And I tighten the screw, everything's back up and running.
Well, thanks, Tin. I have a feeling Anna has a modern way for us. We're going to take a look at that next.
Sound great.
Okay, Anna, take us through the modern way of troubleshooting.
All right. So I was showing you earlier that we have this device screen that shows you all the configuration parameters for FC115. Now I'm just going to go to the overview page, and this one shows me that, hey, there is an alert for this device. So it shows you like what's the current status of that FC115 that you're concerned with, right? So here, depending on the information that's available on the device, it will tell you why there's a maintenance alert, and also provides you some recommended actions so that you know before you even go to the field, you can get prepared with all the tools that you need to fix the issue.
That's really helpful. Now that's just one device, and as we know, plants are full of thousands of devices.
Right.
Is there a way to kind of manage them all at the same time?
So that's a good question. Maintenance managers or reliability managers, they have a window. So this dashboard would provide them an overview of what's happening at their site. So like here, they're showing about 40 devices. Let's say it's a small plant right now that they have.
Yeah.
So they have 40 devices. 2 of them are unhealthy. Right?
So those 2 unhealthy ones, how can we diagnose what's wrong with them?
Okay. So I click on the bad. It takes you to a list of all of those. Well, right now we have 2 devices that are needing attention. And again, looking at FC115, let me click on that. It provides you a more detailed view of what's happening on that device. So here, FC115 shows you that it has a bad health status. It even gives you the past, let's say, 20 alerts, so the historical data for that device. It shows you calibration information and even when the configuration was changed on that device.
Wow. This is so beneficial. Do you have anything to show us that can help predict device failure?
That's a good question. Of course we do. So we have for different types of devices. So for FC115, which is a Fisher valve, we have what we call the valve link snap-on. And this provides advanced diagnostics. It can do online and offline advanced diagnostics information, so you could provide more insights into the health of the specific valve.
Wow. I mean, this is such an improvement. What can we see next?
I think we'll go to calibration management. That's something that's super tedious as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's take a look at the old way.
All right.
Okay, Tin, show us the old way of device calibration management.
First of all, you go back to the map,
Back to the map.
figure where the device is at, and make sure that the device is within scheduled maintenance for calibration, right? And typically within a day, there you would schedule 2 to 5 devices for calibration management. And once you got your list of route that you need to do, you will bring your flute calibrator with you for documentation, and it provide you information accuracy of your instrumentation, right?
Yep.
And at the same time, you need to make some adjustment to your device. You need a field communicator to be able to communicate the device and make your adjustment as needed. And also to validate the voltages and amperage, you need the Altec meters to validate that. So when you do that, you got everything in place, you know what you need to do, and you have your route. You need now check out your calibrator. You need to validate. The first thing is validate the calibrator is in compliance with the ISO standards, right? Well, so you went out there, hook up your calibrator, calibrate your instrument, manually enter all your as left, as found, right?
Wow.
And so you have a 5-point standard, and you have another instrument at the same time to pressurize or put temperature in and validate that. And then once you get done, you go back to your shop, checking everything, and enter all your data back in into a ISO standard calibration format, right?
It's just another ton of steps.
So that's why you limit yourself from 2 to 5 devices in a day, because it could be complicated, it could be simple.
Wow. Well, I bet there's a modern way to do this.
I'm sure there is.
Let's bring back Anna and we'll take a look.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Anna, take us through a modern method of device calibration management.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to the device view screen here and just think of like 3 steps. One is, Tin was talking about having those 5-point tests. So in Device Manager, you can create your test schemes. So here I have a 5-point test scheme, and I can assign different devices that use that specific scheme, all right? Now, we can also create calibration routes for the different technicians that you have in the plant. So what I have here, I actually have some routes assigned to Eric, and Tin, and me, right?
Yep.
So here I can look at Anna. I have all these devices that I need to calibrate in the next month or so. I just check out that route into the calibrator. I go to the field, do whatever calibration work that I need to do, and then go back into Device Manager and check in my calibrator so that it would transfer all the information into AMS Device Manager.
Wow, no pen and paper needed.
No pen and paper needed. So yeah, exactly. Tin was showing you all those pen and paper to write down all the information that he did in the field.
Yep.
So here, when you check in the calibrator to AMS Device Manager, it automatically documents all that information. So I was showing you the audit trail earlier, and we have that same information here as well. So like this one is an example of a calibration change. So you could imagine many parameters depending on which ones you change. Then you would see that, okay, I changed this from 55 to now it's at 50. So that your as found, as left parameters.
Wow. Many less devices.
Many.
So how can I keep track of all of the devices that need calibration?
Okay. So yeah, I was showing you just the route that was assigned to me, but we do have a dashboard, again, for planning purposes. Your maintenance manager, your reliability manager could look at this dashboard and see which devices do I really need to calibrate. And right now I have just scheduled 9 devices to be calibrated, and there's 6 that need to be calibrated at a later time. 1 is due soon, and actually I have 2 pending calibration activities. Yeah.
So we have commissioning, diagnostics, calibration. How do we visualize all this data?
So we are actually hearing a lot more from our customers that they want to get all this data, like what you were saying, device configuration data, alerts and events, calibration information, diagnostics. They want all this information into their enterprise applications. And so Device Manager has a data server that allows you to bring all that information to your higher level applications. So like their data lake or their historians, they want to aggregate all this information coming from Device Manager and send it to those applications so that they can do more advanced analytics. So here you can see that we have like a summary of what's going on in the plant. I got the dashboard that shows how many areas I have, manufacturers, devices, and I can even point to specific alerts. What are the most common alerts that I see in the plant?
Right.
And also I can identify, is it a specific manufacturer? Is it a specific device? Device type that's really causing the issue. So this really helps provide more insights to what's going on in the plant.
Thank you both for taking the time to show us AMS Device Manager.
Of course, our pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
Now, if someone wants to get started, how do they?
It's very simple. So they can go to the AMS Device Manager ROI calculator, and they simply enter a few parameters here, and it calculates the potential benefits of using AMS Device Manager.
Wow.
So if they want to know more about AMS Device Manager, then they can contact their Emerson sales representatives, and maybe they can even start off with a test system, maybe start off with a 25 tag system, and if they like it, I'm sure they're going to love it, they can expand to up to 30,000 assets, depending on what's the size of their plant.
Thank you both again for your time, and be sure to check out other demos we have available as part of the virtual Emerson Exchange.